Good morning, Uganda. Welcome back from the business desk. It's time for the agenda. And on the agenda today, we're looking at Air Quality Awareness Week 2026, protecting our environment for future generations. My name is Julie F. Nantaba, and I'm having this conversation with Bate John, an environment inspector from the National Environment Management Authority. Be part of the conversation, 0709-602-592. By WhatsApp, ask that question as we learn and relearn. Good morning, Mr. Bate.
Yes, good morning, Julie.
A pleasure having you this morning once again.
Likewise.
All right, always a pleasure learning from you. Now, Air Quality Awareness Week in Uganda is on, and it's an annual campaign aimed at educating the public about the dangers of air pollution and encouraging action to improve the quality of the air that you and us here breathe in. And now the campaign is usually observed during the first week of May, and it's one that is in line with the Global Air Quality Awareness Initiative. That's the line we're taking and the direction we're taking. So once again, I encourage you, whatever question you have or opinion that you have or challenge, experience you faced due to air pollution, do care to send a text message, WhatsApp message, that is by 0709-602-592. Now, what is meant by the term air quality?
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Julie. When someone talks about air quality,
right,
generally this is the state of the air, how clean it is and how polluted it is. So those are the factors you have to consider: how clean the air is and how polluted it is. Yes.
Very interesting, and as simple as that, how clean the air is and how polluted it is. Now, statistics show that Kampala's average particulate matter concentration between the years 2018 and 2021 was 39 micrograms per cubic meter. And according to the World Health Organization, this is 8 times higher than the World Health Organization's guideline. There, in a 2025 study, estimated that 7,257 deaths in Kampala alone between 2018 and 2021 were linked to long-term exposure to air pollution. What are some of the major air pollutants?
Oh, thanks so much. Some of the major air pollutants, we have what we call particulate matter, and that particulate matter is broken down into PM 2.5 and PM10. So we also have sulfur dioxide,
right,
nitrogen dioxide, carbon monoxide that majorly comes from vehicles. Those very old vehicles release carbon monoxide. Interesting. And also we also have what we call the volatile organic compounds, the VOCs. Yes.
Now
and many others.
Yeah, I'm right now I'm looking at all the old taxis and that fume, that dark fume, they always release as they move. And you can imagine how much we consume. Only God knows how much. But what are the major contributors to air pollution, especially in Kampala, the ones that are very relatable and seen by everyday people?
Majorly in Kampala, it's the vehicle emissions. Very old, those very old vehicles.
The DMCs.
Yes, the DMCs, and also the motorcycles, I would say. But majorly the vehicles contribute too much.
Right.
Yes.
0709, pardon me, 0709-602-592. Send a message by WhatsApp and share your opinion or ask that question. Please go ahead.
So yeah, majorly within Kampala, of course, there are very many other contributing factors in regard to air pollution. But if you would consider like Kampala being a very busy city,
right,
so vehicle emissions contribute too much. You may not relate it to industrial, for the case of Kampala, because there are few industries within Kampala. So majorly in Kampala, it's vehicle emissions.
And then that means outside of Kampala, it would be industries.
Outside Kampala, of course, the
major industry hubs.
Yes, the major industrial hubs, I would say, contribute also majorly. Yes, to air pollution, because some of those industries have poor air pollution control systems. Others install the old technology. And so in that regard, they pollute too much our environment.
Right. Now, one would wonder, what are the health impacts of poor quality, air quality to human beings?
To human beings, for example, when that bad air is inhaled, one, it may lead to lung diseases, the respiratory diseases. It may lead to cardiovascular diseases like diseases of the heart. For example, like the particulate matter, those PM2.5, PM10, those are very tiny small particles. So when they get into the bloodstream, of course they will block the veins, and therefore the heart will be using a lot of pressure to pump the blood, and in so you get heart diseases and heart complications. It also affects human life in a way that people who are asthmatic, it also contributes to such conditions of asthma, body irritation. For example, if people are exposed into environments that are highly polluted, they may get skin infections. Others get irritations of the eyes. Yes, that's why you see when you are in an area that is highly polluted, that's why you see some people get itchings of the eyes and tears begin rolling down.
Right.
So generally, and even to the unborn children, by the way, it's a very big health impact. Research has it that it also affects the unborn children. So generally, it's a silent killer, and it's something that we have to generally fight.
Right. You talked about affecting the eyes there, and the first example that came to my mind was tear gas. Anyways, we are looking at protecting our environment for future generations. It's the Air Quality Awareness Week 2026, and this is a conversation we're showing on. Be part of it. 0709 602 59 to send a WhatsApp message. Not an audio, please. It's a message strictly. It's how we are best able to respond effectively. We're having this conversation with Bate John, an environment inspector from the National Environment Management Authority. Now, we've talked about how poor air quality affects human health, but how does it affect the environment itself?
Oh, thanks so much. The environment in general, it's also affected in such a way that if you have those pollutants in the atmosphere, I would give an example, like if factories release some gases like nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide. So when those gases go in space, they mix with some vapor. And when they mix some vapor, some chemistry happens, and out of that all, you may get acidic rains. So we may get nitrous acids and the sulfurous acids. So in so doing, those acidic rains are very dangerous to the growth of the plants, and even the soil itself, because if the acidic rains have been formed in the atmosphere and maybe it rains down, when the rain getting down is acidic, of course you know what it will do to the soil. It will compromise with the quality of the nutrients, and even those acidic rains also corrode our iron sheets. So, and generally they also lead to what we call climate change. So the greenhouse, they also release what we call the greenhouse gases, which lead to global warming and hence climate change. That's why at times you realize that seasons change. But the seasons change in a way that where you expect rain, it may not rain, and now you have hot seasons. And where you expect hot seasons, you have maybe heavy rains. So there is an element of climate change as a result of air pollution.
Right. And when you talk about climate change, I think I appreciate you for explaining it, because many times as Ugandans, this conversation of climate change, it does not relate, it doesn't land home. Yes, it's hard, we hear about it, we see it talked about, and everyone is like climate change, but it just doesn't relate, it doesn't make sense. But when you give an example as such, that when the rain is acidic, as it falls into your iron sheets, and within no time you'll have to get into a budget that you never planned for. Within no time, the soil soil that has to grow your food is affected, and the plants that have to grow through that soil for you to feed on that food are affected, and before you know it, you're eating something poisonous. It actually hits home.
Very true.
And lands home as to why we should be part of the fight when it comes to climate change, but also be part of the Awareness Week 2026 by the National Environment Management Authority. Are there any laws put in place and used to enforce matters air pollution? Yeah, very true. So
first of all, we have the guiding principle, that's the National Environment Act. It's CAP 181. But previously called the National Environment Act of 2019. But now they are changed into CAPs. So ours is CAP 181. But majorly we have the National Environment Air Quality Standards Regulations that we formulated in 2024. Yes, those are recent regulations.
Right.
Yes, they are the ones that we use when we are enforcing.
And how exactly do you enforce? Paint a picture, because I imagine the borders we see, it's usually an ordinary wananchi who's just riding a border. Will you stop them and tell them that you're polluting the environment? Do they even understand it? The taxi drivers, the DMCs on the streets. Of course, there's a campaign now whose deadline was given to taxi operators with DMCs up to June. But is there a place of sensitization for them to understand that what they're driving on the streets of Kampala is actually illegal, you know? So how exactly is the enforcement done? Paint a picture for us.
Thank you so much. I will first briefly talk about the sensitization.
Right.
So good enough, we are on UBC TV, and now this is sensitization enough.
Right.
And we also do sensitization on radios, and we also move out and sensitize people. But back to your point of enforcement, we work hand in hand with other government agencies. Like, for example, we are in collaboration with the Ministry of Ministry of Works and Transport. So, you know, like as I've said, they have launched a campaign of vehicle emission testings, and the NEMA is on board because in the testing, of course, our regulation has to be also brought on board. So, but of course, sensitization has to be first done. You sensitize the people, you tell them the effects of air pollution. So when sensitization is fully done, for example, the vehicles and the borders, then of course enforcement will come in. It's not good to enforce when you have not sensitized. Yes.
Very profound. Now let's look at air pollution in line with economic development. How does air pollution affect economic development?
Like if I'm to take you back into the health effects of air pollution, of course, when you have people who are sickly, because we have seen the diseases that come as a result of air pollution.
Right.
So if you have sick people, even the government itself will have to spend a lot of money treating its people who are being affected by air pollution. So to avoid government spending much money treating its own people, it's better people are sensitized and people do the right thing. Yes.
Our great-grandfathers left us with pastures. Our great-grandparents left us with water. If we leave our children with dust and diseases, history will call us selfish. If we leave them with shade, soil, and herds, history will call us now. History will call history is calling now. I think it's what you meant. And this is Shaban Ali in Soroti City. Thank you, Shaban, for being on the show. Now, let's look at the strategies that NEMA is putting in place to avoid poor quality air in Uganda. What are those strategies, and how far have we come up to this point?
One, the first thing is sensitization, like as I've said, and also bring on board our National Environment Act and the regulation in place. Like, for example, the factories, those factories. Before a factory is fully operational, we issue out what we call the Asia certificate, that is Environment and Social Impact Assessment. And the conditions are put there in place. And some of the conditions that are not left out are conditions in regard to air pollution, of which when we are regulating, we regulate majorly factories, and we tell them to put in place air pollution control systems. So now it's a mandate for any factory that is likely to cause air pollution must install air pollution control systems such that what gets out of, for example, maybe their chimneys is clean air. Yes. So for that one, we enforce and we carry out regular inspections. Right. We carry out regular inspections, and those factories normally submit what we call environmental audits every year. So when they submit environmental audits every year, so we review those audits, and if there is any non-compliance of, for example, air pollution, we write to them a response, and we tell them that you must address this issue. And we also go on ground and we carry out inspections. So we guide them, and we tell them that no, this one has failed, so it's better you install new air pollution control systems such that the air that gets out is clean. Right.
Ugandans, this is a call for us. Just to reiterate the statistics and for it to come home, all right? Statistics show that Kampala alone, the average particulate matter concentration between the year 2018 to 2021 was 39 micrograms per cubic meter. And this is 8 times higher. 8 is huge. 8 times higher than the World Health Organization annual guideline. And according to a 2025 study, it estimated that 7,257 deaths in Kampala between the year 2018 to 2021 were linked to long-term exposure to air pollution. That's dire. And I think with numbers and information such as what Bate John has relayed to us, it's that time that we actually got serious and paid heed to the issue of air pollution in the midst of our environment and where we exist and dwell every single day. On that note, what are your parting shots? What would you tell a Ugandan to be as practical as possible for it to land home? And what little thing can a Ugandan do?
So basically, a Ugandan should know, every Ugandan should know that air pollution is bad. Yes, we talked about briefly some of the causes of air pollution. Right. We talked about vehicle emissions, so people should service their vehicles. Yes. Another thing that we didn't talk about in regard to causes of air pollution is open burning. The open burning of waste. Waste should not be burnt. In fact, it's a serious issue. When we find you burning waste, of course you face the law. So burning of waste is illegal. Why? Because in the waste that you burn, there are plastics, and those plastics have can produce what we call the carcinogenic fumes, and those carcinogenic fumes are the major cause of cancer. Right. So we should avoid waste burning. We should avoid using of biomass, for example, cooking on firewood and, for example, charcoal, and we adopt clean energy, for example, like electricity, those modern charcoal savings, those modern stoves that can be used. So, and you realized, by the way, when you sum it up, the use of firewood and charcoal is a major contributor of air pollution. Right. You see, this one of vehicle emission majorly concentrates in urban centers. But if you are to do an average, most people in Uganda use charcoal. Be it urban or rural. Urban or rural use charcoal and firewood. Right. So a major contributor of air pollution is household use. Is the major contributor of air pollution. Right. Yes, and of course people. Yeah, basically that is it. So people should sort their waste at source and do not burn it. Yes, and of course, if possible, I think we should adopt paving those unpaved roads, they also contribute to air pollution.
Unpaved roads?
Yes, the dusty roads. Because they release those particles, those small particles that we inhale and also affect our health.
Right.
Yes.
And let's come back to sorting of garbage. If at all now, a mama so-and-so at their home, so calm and quiet, how do they sort their rubbish? Because most of them are actually accustomed to sorting. They have their gardens, so they'll put whatever is rot into their gardens, and whatever is small cavera, small packaging, those they'll burn, because to them it's actually normal. They don't see why they should wait for garbage collectors to just collect 2-3 buveras collected in a week. How exactly should we sort our garbage, and how should we dispose it off eventually?
So basically, at everyone's home, there should be waste bins to hold the different types of waste. The biodegradable, that's food, which can easily decompose. You put it in a different container. And then the non-biodegradable, like for example, the plastics, you also put them in a different container. And maybe the buvelas can also be put in a different container. It's better to have like maybe 3 containers at home to sort the waste. So for the biodegradable, like for example, the food waste and things like that, those things which can easily decompose. I believe majorly people have now resorted into even urban farming, something of that sort. So you can put that one into your garden to act as what? As manure. Yeah. So, but in case you don't have a garden at home, then just put it in that waste bin. Those ones who come to collect the waste will come and collect it. Of course, even NEMA licenses waste handlers, so they know what they do. So when they come to pick the rubbish, they will pick sorted one that this is biodegradable. They know where they are supposed to take it. This is plastics. They know where they are supposed to take it. And these are buveras, they also know where they are supposed to take it.
If I may ask...
But burning is not good. In fact, it's not allowed.
It's illegal.
It's illegal.
It's illegal, so that means you are a culprit and will easily be handled by the law in case you still burn your rubbish. But speaking of garbage collectors, many a times, you've mentioned that they are licensed by NEMA, so they know what they're supposed to do.
Exactly.
And how they're supposed to sort this rubbish. But sometimes, at least from what I've seen with my eyes, you notice that they have garbage that has everything, a mixture of rot, decomposed matter with buvera. Do they sort it from elsewhere, or it's just because we've given it to them like that, so they can't sort it? So
the problem is, you see, when you sort at source, then you ease their work.
Oh, so sorting at source is by us.
Sorting at source is by us. It's everyone's mandate to sort at source. Right. Yes.
Interesting. Good morning. Does dumped garbage pollute the air? If it does, what is the effect on the neighbor? This is Kagoya Rebecca from Luzira. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Yes, dumped rubbish. Is it okay?
Yes.
If it becomes a big pile, kind of, not so. It does, because when it keeps on decomposing slowly with the time, it produces a gas called methane. And that methane gas is really very dangerous in a way that those are the gases that lead to climate change, that lead to the global warming. Yes. Right. So it's generally not good. Right. And even you see, when you have ever been at those big garbage collection centers, not so, there is that kind of vapor. Yes, smoke. There's a smoke that comes out. The vapor that kind of gets out of it also. When you inhale it, it's very deadly. It's not good. Wow.
So that makes me think of the unfortunate incident that was in August 2024. That was, the name is escaping. Goodness, where we used to collect all the garbage, city garbage. Chitezi, thank you very much. Yes, the Chitezi. Those who dwelt around Chitezi, near Chitezi, their life was that much at risk.
You're very true.
Away from what happened, but in their day-to-day life, as they lived, their life was that much at risk.
Yeah, of course, because you keep on inhaling some of those vapors that get out of such big garbage collection centers. So it's not always good to be closer to such centers. So they should be gazetted anyway.
Is air pollution related to noise pollution? Are they in a relationship? If so, how? This is a question from somebody who has not left their name. Over to you.
So generally, air pollution is not related to noise pollution because, like as you hear, the other one is air, this one is noise.
Yeah.
But in regard to affecting human health, there is a way how they can somehow be interrelated somehow, but not so much. Like for example, noise pollution, of course, can lead also to cardiovascular kind of diseases because when it hits so much, it can. Research has it that people who have high blood pressure, it increases high blood pressure. But I would say the relationship is almost not there. So majorly,
each one of them has its
own thing, and we wouldn't love to go into the depth of noise pollution because we are majorly on the air quality,
right? And
we are campaigning for the Air Quality Week.
Right.
We are into the Air Quality Week.
Right.
Yes.
Uganda frequently experiences poor air quality with PM 2.5 levels often exceeding World Health Organization guidelines by over 8 times, particularly in Kampala, ranking it among the most populated in Africa. The average pollution levels frequently fall into the moderate to unhealthy for sensitive groups, ranges often surpassing 33 to 43. This is Yumu Bernard, and thank you so much, Dr. Yumu, for engaging us with that fact. And Ekotu Stephen says, what is the rate of carbon emissions by diesel grinding mill? Late state power rate. So, okay, I hope I'm able to comprehend what you're saying, but you say, what is the rate of carbon emissions by diesel grinding mills? Let the state lower power rate. In other words, I think it's what you meant, that let the state lower electricity rates so that people can cook with AC and not wood and charcoal. Yes, so he's advocating for electricity bills to be reduced so that people can cook more using electricity than using wood and charcoal. This is Ekotu Stephen. Thank you, Ekotu, for being on the show. Finally, your last remark as we close this.
Yeah, thank you so much, Julie,
for
the program. What I would say is that air pollution is a silent killer.
It is.
People are really not aware that it's really a very critical issue in regard to taking people's lives. There is some research that was done, I think, in 2022. Globally, air pollution was a major contributor to human health. It had more deaths registered, more than even these other normal sicknesses that we know, more than even malaria. So people have been ignorant in regard to the dangers of air pollution. But it's high time people got realized that polluting the environment affects human life. Majorly the young children and the elderly people. So we should be conscious about the air and we should protect our air. Yes.
Now it's the Awareness Week,
yes,
2026. How can we engage as Ugandans?
As Ugandans, for example, you can have a day and be like, since I've been driving this car, I think I can as well leave it home and walk.
Walk to work?
You walk to work, and you walk to work, you leave the car behind, you may not, you may, and by the people can even resort to, if you have an electric bike, so we're advocating for electric bikes.
Vehicles,
Yes, that one would be a good thing. Yes.
Not hybrids, not hybrids, but completely EVs. Because there are those who have hybrid technology.
So, of course, as we keep on sensitizing people, you see, you sensitize as you give people a time frame. Yes, so it cannot be just a one-day event.
Right.
Yes.
Very profound. Thank you very much, Bate John. He is an environment inspector from the National Environment Management Authority. Been speaking with us regarding protecting our environment for future generations. Allow me end this with by reiterating Shaban's comment there. He said something that's rather profound, and it reads that our great-grandfathers and mothers left us with pastures. Our grandparents left us with water. If we leave our children with dust and diseases, history will call us selfish. Let's leave them with shade, soil, and herds. Thank you so much for being on the show. Up next is Ruben with the sports update, and Chirabo Robert Nyonyintono will be coming through as well with the extra of Good Morning Uganda. And tomorrow is a Friday. Thank God. Looking forward for a Friday edition of Good Morning Uganda. Be blessed for God and my country.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda. It's finally here, and you're all invited. This Thursday, the 7th of May, 2026, is the grand launch of UBC Totore Radio 90 FM, based in Moroto, Karamoja. Come be part of this great milestone. The launch begins at 8 a.m. in Moroto Town, Karamoja. Come and enjoy the vibe of UBC Totore 90 FM. Nina Yoka. In 1986, a new chapter began. A fundamental change was etched into the heart of our nation. Uganda has since then witnessed a socio-economic transformation under the leadership of President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Through peace and security of persons and property, economic growth, infrastructure expansion, health improvements, education, regional integration, industrialization, digital transformation, youth and women empowerment, wealth creation, among others. A nation once in recovery is now a beacon of regional stability. The people have spoken, and the NRM government has been given another term in office. The Board of Directors, Management and staff of the Uganda Broadcasting Corporation proudly congratulate His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni Tibuhaburwa upon his resounding victory in the recent elections. Witness history as it happens as we broadcast the swearing-in ceremony on Tuesday, the 12th of May 2026, live at the Kololo Independence Grounds, here on UBC TV, our radio stations, and all our digital platforms. Ugandans, let's protect our gains. Long live NRM, long live Uganda. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight. Come and give it a try. Genshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules, plant extract, scientific ratio, take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning, eat twice a day, don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now. Genshikang L-carnitine with chromium capsules helps you stay in shape. Please follow medical advice when taking this product.
Congratulations, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. This country has changed over the years. We've been here. Yes, we've seen businesses grow, industrial areas grow, Ugandans begin to produce high-value products. We have seen women, especially, take up positions both in business, trade, but also in government. We have the female vice presidents. We have, senior government officials who are women. What Uganda has and many of our neighbors do not have is peace. So let us continue being peaceful. Let us continue on the legacy that President Museveni has put in place of empowering ourselves. Go and learn something. Go and start something. We have this opportunity. Let us take it up.
It's finally here, and you're all invited. This Thursday, the 7th of May, 2026, is the grand launch of UBC Totore Radio on 90 FM, based in Moroto, Karamoja. Come be part of this great milestone. The launch begins at 8 a.m. in Moroto Town, Karamoja. Come and enjoy the vibe of UBC Totore 90 FM. Ninayoka.
My question is, what is the difference between rental tax and income tax? How comes I'm paying both taxes on my own premises? If you want to have a tin, but you are not making any income from your business, you should take on the obligation to continue filing your nil return.
Commissioner General, to invest in taxation. When people understand taxes and they know the importance of taxes and they know the fair assessment of these taxes they're supposed to pay, I think everybody will embrace taxation.
As banning groupage cargo clearance protects small traders who cannot afford to import full container loads individually and rely on consolidation to remain competitive. Cargo to come in groupage is consolidation, it's legitimate, and we can't ban it. What we have banned, or what we have stopped, is the use of container leaders. Now, Fiona, the good news I have for you is that among the new tax proposals,
Now, you can get direct answers. Send your tax-related questions via WhatsApp or SMS to 0790-141-887, and the Commissioner General of URA, John Musinguzi, will personally address them. Tune in to UBC News Tonight every Monday and Wednesday for expert insights and clear explanations. Buza Commissioner.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.